Fans of a Horus heresy, 3D printing technology, and alternative miniatures to spend ages battling in the darkness. Thank you very much for joining me for an out-of-the-pack review. A bit of an interesting one as well here. I don't know if I've done anything on the channel yet really about 3D printing. The technology there's quite a lot of it about now. There are a lot of individual enthusiasts who are producing amazing models that have been sculpted by really talented artists. So it is an up-and-coming thing. And what I've got today though is a sample of miniatures which touches on a couple of interesting aspects of this. Firstly, in terms of if you're like me and you don't own a 3D printer, there are companies who offer 3D printing services and produce models, and also creators who have designed ranges specifically aimed at the 3D printing market. And to that end, we've got a sample of miniatures, and this has been sent to me by a friend of mine, Debbie Forster, and her husband run a company called Forsters Foundry, and they print 3D models. And this particular sample, which I'm sure is going to be of interest to us all here, is from the Lunar Auxilia range, which was a Kickstarter project run by That Evil One, a Vancouver-based digital artist, and I think it dated from 2020, maybe 2019. Anyway, so yes, I've got some models for us to look at here, and I thought it'd be interesting to just see what these are like. Now, as I say, some people own 3D printers, and if you do, great, you can run these off yourself. But if you're like me and you don't, then being able to go to a company that will print them off for you at what is really a very cheap price has a lot going for it. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to unbox this sample sent by Forsters Foundry. We're going to take a look at the miniatures, see what they're like. I'll share some first impressions and consider the quality, and just, I think, generally showcase the Lunar Auxilia models a little bit. So, without further ado, we have the +10 scalpel of opening. We shall go on in. I hear an intriguing rattle. We like intriguing rattles on channel leakycheese. Oh bless. It's me, leakycheese, and my pet bloodletter, Fondlechew. If you follow me on Twitter, you might understand what's happening there. I'll leave a link to Debbie's comic strip, Abaddon and Teal, in the description there. So, what do we have? We have one bag of models, and we have another bag of models, and then we have a lot of bases. So, let's get the bases out of the way. So, these are round plastic 25mm bases. So, nothing particularly unusual there, other than to say the models are supplied with the bases. I think these cost about, I just forget what these cost. I'll put some prices on screen now for the UK. I mean, when you look at these are, for the sort of models, they're very cheap. And, yeah, it's quite impressive how low cost they are. You know, certainly lower costs than buying conventional miniatures in my experience. So what we'll do, we've got two units here. We've got a laser rifle squad, and then this is a command squad. So let's start off by looking at the command squad. Now, first thing you'll notice is the models are still attached to the scaffold. When I asked Debbie about these, she said they ship them with the scaffold just to give them more strength while they're in transit. Now, I don't know how much work is required to de-scaffold a model, so I've not really done many. I have done something on a 3D print of a very complex Carl Gerhardt mortar model for bolt action scale, but that was quite different to this. So I suppose first thing to observe is the scaffolds are attached, so you will need to remove those, but I'm guessing, well, let's see, will there be any other cleanup work to do besides removing the scaffold? At first glance as there, I'd say no, so I can't see any mold features. I mean, the grain on the detail looks very fine indeed. I can't see any evidence of layering on these. Oh, that's really good, isn't it? I'm dead impressed. Okay, at first glance, I'm more impressed by this already than I thought it would be. Oops. The Lunar Auxilia is a large range of models. I mean, there's all the sorts of stuff up to tanks. I mean, lots of them are sold by Forsters Foundry. They produce them under license from that evil one. I'll leave a link to their store in the description, and also the original Kickstarter as well, so you can check those out. But yeah, if you were looking for a set of models for the human forces, the giant galaxy-spanning Imperial army, these guys, perhaps who have rebelled, would be a great choice. So we've got a commander, we've got a standard bearer, we've got a trooper equipped with a grenade launcher. You can see these guys and girls are all wearing what appear to be a heavy pressure suit, and they're armed with, I don't know what that might be, a laser pistol. So we've got laser pistols, we've got a saber, we've got a grenade launcher. What's this one doing? I have a feeling this is a radio operator or some sort of communication operator. I'll have to do a follow-up video to these once I've descaffolded them, just to show you the models once they are assembled. I'll also discuss in that my experience of how I found removing all the scaffold. It looks like there's quite a lot there. We'll see what it's actually like to do in practice. So that's a 5-command squad. Troopers and officers. And then we've got another, is this 10? 1, 2, what's that? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10. So we've got 10 here as well. I think this is a standard laser squad, laser rifle squad. You get an officer, or perhaps like a sergeant, and they have got a vibro axe and a laser pistol. They're all bearing the badge of rebellion, what I presume is supposed to be the badge of rebellion. Yeah, really cool. I mean, models like this you could use for all sorts of different games. 28, 30mm sci-fi wargaming. These are absolutely perfect. And at the sort of prices they are, you could put together a large army for a very modest cost. In terms of, for high quality resin models, you could put a large army together for a relative low cost for what it is. Then we have a kneeling trooper armed with a laser rifle. I do like the muffs on them, the furry collars, and this is a testament to the quality of the 3D printing here. To be able to create a compelling looking fur detail on 3D printing is just amazing. It really does impress me to see stuff like these. They're very, very cool. It really does impress me. That's all I can say. To a few generations ago, 3D printers to have had striated layering common on machines that are affordable. If you wanted to get a clean print, you'll be talking about, probably back, I don't know, maybe back in 2017, you'd have miniature game companies to produce high quality masters. They'll be using machines that cost about 10 grand and take a long time to do a print of a single model this size. Now, for less than a couple of pounds a model, you can get that. Brilliant. Right, who we got next? So we've got another. So some of these troopers, this is a very dynamic pose. This guy looks like he's going in with his laser rifle bayonet a bit. You'll notice one of the design features of the Lunar Auxilia is they're quite delicate, and the weapons are, compared to a lot of other sci-fi wargaming, the weapons are quite delicate and also of a somewhat realistic set of proportions. Oh, a bit of the scaffold's just come away there. So I think probably one thing you would need to be careful of with these models is not to dink the weapons off. But just breaking out a bit of scaffold then it felt fairly strong. It took quite a bit before it broke. So I think these are all going to be the same, all similar laser troopers. I'm very fascinated to see how much work is involved in removing the scaffolds. I mean, I know quite a few people who are into 3D printing and have printed their own armies. That'd be a good video, wouldn't it? Do a video removing the scaffold. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I might do a couple as a practice and we'll do a video and I can do you a demo. Yeah, that's a nice idea. Yeah, another trooper again. The quality is very consistent. Here we've got a comms operator. There's a little communication packet with its antenna. Oops, that just like, that's just come away a bit there. That's going to need sticking back in place. That it's just snapped at the top there, but that'll fix okay. These remind me of some other models with very delicate communication array. Very nice models. I do like the poses. They look very natural. This guy's doing a bit of a run, isn't he? Yeah. His leg's sort of hidden by the scaffold, or his rear leg. And then finally, we've got a squad standard bearer. So I had a command standard bearer with the very impressive flag of fanciness. And then we have a more modest banner at the squad level. And this guy's got a laser pistol as opposed to a laser rifle. Very steampunky style design, aren't they? A little bit techno fantasy in their design. Excellent. Well, there you have it. The Lunar Auxilia Command Squad and Lunar Auxilia Laser Rifle Squad, printed by Forsters Foundry. Link to them in the description if you're interested in checking out their products. Lunar Auxilia designed by that evil one from the Kickstarter project of a couple of years back. So, what do I think? Well, I think the miniatures look great. The 3D printing quality looks very good to my eye indeed. The only question I've got at the moment is, what is it going to be like removing scaffolding? How much work is that going to be? I will definitely come back and do a video demonstrating that, assuming it's not too sanity breaking, which I'm hoping it won't be. So anyway, I'd just like to say thanks to Debbie and Dave of Forsters Foundry for sending these to me for review. And as always, I'd like to hear what you think of these miniatures from the Lunar Auxilia range, and any thoughts in general about 3D printing services and that sort of stuff. Yeah, please do share those in the comment section. I'll be interested to hear, as always. But other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.